The sovereign wealth fund is more interesting. I mean, the U.S. has never had a sovereign wealth fund. So, Middle East is very common, right? The other countries, it's all over. But, I mean, that's where it's a bit ambiguous if they can own altcoins. And, you could easily see the top 20 being held in a sovereign wealth fund under Trump. It'll be really interesting to see if that happens. But the first step is to get that sovereign wealth fund legislated so that they actually can go ahead and potentially buy altcoins in a sovereign wealth fund.
You've had Europe come out, or a handful of European nations come out and say that the strategic Bitcoin reserve is a threat to their security, and the credit ratings of the US should be downgraded because they're potentially moving into Bitcoin. Now, I don't know what that means or where that goes, but it's just a tit for tat trade debate that people are going at. You've got a lot of left-leaning governments, socialist-centered, versus Trump, who's very right-wing and looking to deal with left-wing governments in that way. And so it'll be really interesting to see if they actually follow through there, if they can, if rating agencies globally end up changing their mind on US ratings because they're establishing a Bitcoin reserve. If there's any truth to that, which I don't know, but you're not going to buy any more Bitcoin in that thing. You're going to confiscate for sure and stock it away, and it's important for your voters, but it's not high on your priority list relative to the other things you're dealing with.
There was something floating around with the idea of Bitcoin-backed treasury bonds recently. So I'm sort of oscillate on the whole idea of a strategic reserve owned by a national government or the US government specifically for various reasons. But the idea that if the world steps away from buying treasuries and the buyer of treasuries, the last resort, is the central bank, maybe Bitcoin-backed treasuries is a way to entice buyers to actually buy treasuries if there is a Bitcoin element to it, and that would potentially increase the private sector to buy treasuries where governments are receding. So I just think it's an interesting idea.